Alrighty, hello guys, welcome your faces back to another video on my channel. Today we are back in a new game. This is actually called Flyout, and essentially it is the plain version of Sprocket. Now, I feel like there is actually quite a lot more editing in this game. There is quite a lot more depth to this game as well, in terms of the actual like engines and stuff like that. You can actually modify them quite a lot. But yes, today we're actually going to be building our first plane. Now, I'm not going to lie, I did try and build one before this, and it didn't really go that well. But this time, we're going to go ahead and try and build a jet. As Patchbit said in his video, it is easier to build jets. Not that I've tried to build the propeller one yet anyway. But the first thing I decided I wanted to do was actually build the cockpit. So, essentially, I put a fuselage around the guy. I then painted some glass on there to try and make it glassy, so we can actually see through, and then I wanted it to be pointy, which is what I'm attempting to do now. Unfortunately though, I don't think that looks that good, so I had to try and change it. I also had this bit of a weird shape there as well, so I had to go ahead and make it a bit more round, so I did that, and then I added the point to this end, and I made it actually very pointy. Yes, that's kind of cool. What I'm doing now is I'm actually adding some little lines for bars, because honestly a full glass cockpit looks a little bit strange, especially with the design that I went for. You could probably make some that looked really cool, but I didn't go for that, so that's why I did it this way. Anyway, we had to extend this backwards because obviously we need the rest of the plane, so I went ahead and extended it actually really far backwards. And I made it go smaller as it went. And honestly, I thought this looked really cool. I didn't have a design in my head as to what aircraft I was actually going for here. I just knew it had to have jets. And unfortunately, I didn't go for a single jet aircraft. I went for a double. I don't know why I did that, but I think in the end, it actually looks somewhat okay. It actually kind of looks a little bit like... Oh, actually, it doesn't. It doesn't. I was going to say it looks a little bit like the Canadian one with the two engines on the side. It doesn't look like that whatsoever. But yes, it has two engines on the side. And I decided to add some sort of like big structure around them. I don't know why I did this, but in the end, I think it looked okay. So as you guys can see, I added an extra fuselage. I then changed it to be 0.3 in size so that hopefully... it would fit around the engine perfectly, which, you know, it sort of did. It was about the right size. But yeah. Sometimes I actually struggle to click on the things I need to click on in this. But other than that, it's pretty cool. The editor is actually really, really cool. There are also parts to this editor that I didn't get to check out because I didn't realize they existed. But yes, you can modify the fuselages from like a top-down kind of angle as well, which is actually really awesome. You should be able to get some really cool builds out of this game. Which, honestly, if you look on the Steam page, there is a lot. There is a lot. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue adding to these engines. They're not designed very well, particularly well, but that's okay. Now it's time to add wings. I decided to add the wings straight through the engines. Obviously, that's not really what you want, but it doesn't look too bad doing that, so that's why I did it. Yeah. Anyway, you have the option of actually doing thickness in this game for the wings, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's not something that I thought would be in the game, but it is. You can then do leading edges and trailing edges, which is what you use for control surfaces, essentially. Well, you know, the trailing edge is a control surface. But there you go. Look at that. We've added a huge wing on both sides. I really want to get back into this and do some sort of twin prop engine build, but I honestly think that is going to be a big old challenge. Now, it is worth mentioning as well, I spent probably around 20 minutes building this, which isn't an awful long time, and I definitely didn't get the amount of detail that you definitely can get in this game. So I don't want to sell it in terms of it being not very detailed, because this thing is incredibly detailed. But yeah, we're going through here. I'm adding leading edges and trailing edges to the vertical stabilizer because obviously we need them for the yaw controls. And I went ahead and did that. I honestly think that trailing edge looks okay like that, but I probably would have done it differently if I was to do it again. The next thing that I actually really struggled with was actually trying to select the wing that I'd put horizontally. It isn't letting me do it, so I had to do it from the other side. which you'll see in a second. But yeah, I wasn't actually able to modify it until I did that, which is really crazy. But if you guys have that issue, then you go ahead and go and fix it like that. But anyway, I've gone ahead and built these in. I did want them to be slightly sideways like so, but it kept like messing with the other one on the other side, the mirrored part. So I ended up just sort of not doing that in the end, which, I don't know. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? I'm not sure. I think it honestly looks pretty good as is, though. I think we did a pretty good job. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually adding some landing gear. I did accidentally get some plane skids, sorry, some helicopter skids there, which clearly you don't want, but that's okay. What I did from here as well is I actually put the landing gear on the front. Now you can modify them to like turn in any angle. I've decided for them to be on the front and fold up backwards, and have a tail dragger design. Honestly, I think that was the good idea in terms of actually allowing this to work, but I don't know. In terms of actual planes and making them work, I don't know. This was interesting. So I didn't actually have any control surfaces because I didn't actually add the controls to the control surfaces on that flight. So that was a bit tricky. But now I've added control surfaces, I'm flying around, it's actually working pretty good. Okay, so now that I've actually put you guys through all of that, this is the first plane that I actually ended up building, and honestly, it is terrible. I do want to mention that I am extremely new to this game. I've got less than an hour in the game at the point of building this, and I just wanted to do it, so I went ahead and did it. Honestly, there is a lot to this game that I really don't know. There's a lot to this game that I will never know, but it's kind of cool to be able to build planes like this. So let's go ahead and actually fly this around a little bit more and talk about what this thing actually is. Okay, so this is my aircraft. It is a twin-engined fighter, I guess. It doesn't have any weapons on it, but it is, I'm going to go ahead and say a fighter. I do want to mention that my pitch is inverted, so I need to fix that. And my yaw is also inverted. But I do want to mention, it is actually flying in the sky, so that's pretty good. It is a tail dragger, which isn't really what you want, to be totally honest with you guys. And it is fully, like, stainless steel, which also is a bit strange. And it is very shiny. But I do actually like the way this thing looks. It is my first aircraft, and I like it. I really like it. As for the game, I love the way you actually build in this game. It is a little bit tricky to get into to begin with, and I still don't know most of it. But I built something that works, so that's pretty cool. The other thing that I wanted to say as well is I will not be able to land this thing. I don't know whether you guys seen in the intro or like the previous bit. I attempted to land it and I think we were going way too fast still. I don't know whether there are air brakes in this game. I'm assuming there are, but we need them. We actually really do need them. So I'm going to go ahead and try and land for you guys right now. Seems like a bad idea, but I'm going to go ahead and bleed some airspeed by doing this random wibbly wobbly. Here we go. And, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put the landing gear down. Here we go. We're going to go in for an actual landing. How well is this going to go? Not very well at all, but let's go ahead and try. Here we go. How fast are we going? 280. That is way too... Okay. My pitch input isn't happening because I'm holding control. So that was bad. But we have let off a lot of airspeed now, so that's good. Anyway, here we go. We're going down really quickly. This is bad. This is another bad landing. Here we go. Boing! Okay, yes. I will never be able to land in this game, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm actually going to go ahead and end this video here for now. If you guys do want to see me build more in this game and do more time lapses, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll definitely try. There are propeller aircraft and stuff like that, and I believe there might actually be helicopters in the future. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is my first try. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Goodbye. Just before we finish fully, I do want to say a very big thank you to Edensk for actually giving me the key to this game. They're actually a moderator on the Flyout Discord, which I think I might be able to actually give the Discord link down below so you guys can check it out. But there's a lot going on there. There is a lot going on. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.